folks, this is Don Schaefer. Once again, I'm excited to be with you. It's been a wonderful week. It seems like the weeks are going by so quickly, and it seems like there's always so much to look into, so much to learn, and it's exciting to see various principles that are being received by different individuals. I'm getting feedback from people talking about how they're applying things into their life, and I know that there's some greatness in each and every one of us. That's why we call this Discovering the Champion in You. We're believing that there is a great potential in every person that has to be unearthed. And that's where we're trying to develop different understandings to help you do that. And last week we talked about it's all in the seed. We talked about the fact that it's the seed that is planted that we receive what we have in life. And that's where every individual right now is the product of something that's been planted in their life previously, because that's just the way it works. Back in biblical days, the Lord used the example of sowing and reaping because of the fact that most people were farmers and took care of animals, and that's the way they lived. And that's where it's the same principle today in our lives. And I always tell people that if they want to change what their future looks like, that they need to change the seeds that they're planting today. And that's where last week we encouraged you to take a look at your life and see what you're planting in it. What are you putting into your mind? What are you listening to? You know, what type of actions are you taking? Because these all plant seeds. And I know that song that I had mentioned about you can, count the seeds in an apple, but only God can count the apples in a seed is very true in a person's life. We can count those seeds that are in one apple, but as far as one seed can be planted and it can develop into an apple tree, and there is no way any human being could ever count the seeds that apple tree could produce. And that's where our seeds, if we plant them in the right place, in the right ways in life, will produce much. And sometimes it'll continue to produce even after we're gone. And that's where it's important to realize that it is all about the seed. The seed comes first and then the harvest. And this week I wanted to talk a little bit about joy and happiness. I know a lot of times people in life just do not seem to be very, very happy. Or they base their whole life on the fact that someday they're going to maybe retire or take this wonderful vacation or purchase this beautiful home or whatever the circumstances might be, and then they're going to be happy. Well, I want to tell you, the Bible tells us that God wants us happy right now. He wants us to be able to live a joyful and happy life every day. We don't sit there and wait for moments and stuff for this to happen. It's a choice that we make. It's a decision that we make to be happy. We wake up and we say, you know what, this is going to be a good day. I am going to look for the good in every day. This is a piece of time that I'm going to use to develop joy and happiness in my life. And that's where I see so many people that are either on cloud nine or they're down in the dumps. You never know which person you're going to get. I don't know if it's something that happens during the night when they sleep. I don't know what it is, but some days, man, they're way up, and other days they're way down. See, God wants us to be consistent in life. He wants us to realize that every day is a new day, and He wants us to have the joys and happiness of our life. And that's where it's important for us to realize that it is up to us to develop this sort of thing, because a lot of times people fall short of that. And I learned a principle a while back. They always say that the opposite of love is hate. And, I've got to thinking a little bit. And I believe that the opposite of love is self-centeredness. I believe it's the selfishness sometimes in individuals that swipes the joy and happiness. Because the more we can reach out to others and befriend others and do things for others, the more joy and happiness we can have. And that's where today is another opportunity, my friends, to have joy and happiness. And I hope that you can find a way to possibly help someone or do something for someone, because what happens then is God opens it up to you to have joy and happiness. Thank you so much for being with me, and I will see you again next week.